everyone, so today we'll be creating two Valentine's themed wall hangings, and for my wall hanging base I'll be using the 7 pieces album base, and this is the heart shape and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'll be using two of these as my main base, so I'll be gluing them back to back. And then for my layers I've got this chipboard sheet here which has some beautiful hearts as well, and then for my embellishments and my backing papers I'll be using the Floral Book 5 and the Floral Book 2, which I've already cut some flowers out here. As you can see, they're all ready to go. I've also made a few flowers using my basic book, which is this one. Let me just grab it for you. So I've made some flowers using this book here. So I've used that orangey red colour and the pink, and all I've done to get a darker colour on this flower is I've just spritzed it with some of this, which is some strawberry ice sparkle spray from Tonic, and then that's just given me this beautiful red colour, like a dark red colour, and I've gone around the edges with glitters on both my flower designs. So this is really nice to create your basic flowers with as well. So I'll be using a combination of some handmade flowers, and you can create flowers with whatever dies you have, and then also my beautiful die cut flowers from the Flora books. The other book I'll be using is the Basic Book 1, and I'll be creating a base with one of these sheets per wall hanging. So those are my bits and pieces that I'll be using. I've also got here to the side some lace and trims that I might use. So let's get cracking and create these wall hangings. So the first thing I want to do is take my heart-shaped chipboard piece and draw over my design paper from the beautiful book, and I'm using two of the sheets, one with like a wood paneling and one with the brick design, and I'm just going to trace over the heart and then cut them out and use them as my first layer. After those are cut, I'm going to stick them down. You can use whatever adhesive you have. I prefer some wet glue, which you know it's not going to dry out and fall off, so I'm using a combination of wet glues to put that first layer down, and then to shabby up the edges I'll just be going around with some scissors just to roughen it up and look a bit shabby. I'm also going to sandwich some ribbon at this point in between the two layers, and that's going to be my holding mechanism for my wall hanging. So I'm just going to do that with some red satin ribbon. Just going to put it in between and then glue those two layers together. So now that's stuck together, I'm going to put it to a side and work on this beautiful heart piece. So I've got some white gesso and I want to make it look lighter than what it already is. So I'm just going in with a brush and just stippling on some white gesso just to lighten it up, and then that's going to be my next layer onto my wall hanging. At this point I'm also going to be using another heart for my second wall hanging, so I'm just going to do the same process on this heart while I've got my gesso out and ready. Now I'm just going to put these two aside and let them dry off a bit. In the meantime, I'm going to start getting all my flowers embellishments out for my first wall hanging. So the first one I'm doing, I've gone for more like the reds and the red and the white look. So I've got some bling, some flowers, the embellishments, the flower embellishments that I've cut, and I'm just going to start putting them onto my wall hanging. I've also decided I need something as a bit more of a focal point, so I've taken some of these little frames from the Berrylicious 12 by 12 paper pad, and I'm gonna use that as a focal point to layer upon my flowers around and also to put my sentiment on. So I'm using some double-sided foam pad here just to create a bit more dimension. Because it is a wall hanging, I wanted to look quite dimensional, not too flat. So that's what I'm using, and then the fun starts where I'll be putting all my flowers and embellishments around that frame. So I've already actually cut out my sentiment. I've just printed it off and I've cut a little banner piece and it just says I love you, and I'm going to put some double-sided foam pad behind that and then put that onto my wall hanging. And then I'm adding some gesso, just stippling on some gesso just to shabby it up a bit and make it look a bit more artsy. And that finishes my first wall hanging. So the second one I'm creating here, I'm going to just let you enjoy and watch it. It's a very similar process to the first one. I'm just using some different coloured flowers and embellishments, and the layers are just going to be very similar. So enjoy watching, and I will speak to you at the end. So after I've added that final little red flower on my red themed wall hanging, that finishes both my wall hangings. They came out really adorable, and you saw there they were so easy to put together. So I really hope I've inspired you to create something for Valentine's Day, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.